Hey. Hello, hello. Can't believe I'm back on here live, but I really enjoy this sometimes. Most times. All the time. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Anyway, let me stop being silly. Welcome. I am Andrea Nelson. Sometimes I say Andrea. It's weird. My mom calls me Andrea. My dad calls me Andrea. I call myself both Andrea. Um, but yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Shout out to all the new subscribers. I'm so excited. As you guys know, I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to grow this platform, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes time, and it takes knowledge to know what in the hell you're doing. Other times it does take trial and error, and when something is worth it, you give it your all, you keep going, you keep pushing forward, and you learn. So that's what I'm doing here. So today's video says, can anyone on YouTube be trusted? Nope. Wow. I don't want to say anyone. I don't want to say everyone, because it's kind of not practical or realistic to make these overgeneralizations about every single person, every single content creator, every single musician, artist, person, right? So I'm going to stop saying right. I'm going to stop saying that. That's getting on my nerves. But no, everyone cannot be trusted. Let's just answer that right off the bat, because no, everyone can't. And as someone coming on here literally brand new to this, it hasn't been a few months since me starting this journey of mine to really, it really started off with me wanting to challenge myself, me wanting to get out of my comfort zone, and me wanting to push myself past my own comfortability. That's what kind of prompted me to kind of start this in the beginning. But to keep it going is a whole nother ball game. And I really enjoy YouTube. I mean, I just do. I watch YouTube videos and content more than I watch like cable TV. So I feel like I'm rambling and I'm talking to myself, so that's a little distracting. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, there it goes. Yeah, my whole intent on coming on YouTube was to be able to not only start my own channel, talk about different things, learn new things, and all of that, but really, I got excited at the idea of collaborating with other YouTubers. Myself, I've stated this in the past, I really enjoy going on other people's lives. I love live chats. I love like that engagement. For me, it's so easy because I'm not like face to face with someone where I feel like I'm expending energy. Being on the live chat, it's just more private in a way, and it's really entertaining. And I love to see the banter, people going back and forth. I love to hear people's point of views. I love people that have differences of opinion and what they have to say. That's just me. And so coming on to this kind of platform, you get excited about meeting new people. You get excited about um, seeing kind of the same faces and like the same names in on different content creators platforms, because you start to kind of get used to seeing them. You get used, you say hey, like even today in Hood Life Chronicles chat, um, you get used to seeing different people that you enjoy kind of talking to. Um, and so I kind of got that excitement too, like just first coming on here, like being able to collab with other people, meet new people, um, virtually, right? This is all virtually. We don't know any of these people personally. And that's why the answer to can anyone on YouTube be trusted? The answer for me is not really. Not unless you know them on a personal level, not unless you honestly know the person. You can't just put your trust in anyone and everyone. There has to be some kind of I'm sorry. There has to be some kind of protection on both sides. On both sides. But like I said, I do like coming on YouTube. I like going, hi, whoever's here. I do like participating in the chats, in the live chats. I mean, it's become a pastime for me. And I think probably since the pandemic, am I allowed to say that word on YouTube? Probably since, last year when we were on the stay at home orders, safer at home orders. And so for me, I turned to YouTube. That's when I started getting really, really into the YouTubers that I really like. That's when I found literally like Geo Malik, um, Sherrill's World, and then Perry Sanders started his. And then, I mean, it just, the list goes on. The list goes on. And so now I've found, Pamela, hi. Thank you for coming and stopping by. You are so sweet. And so this is what I'm talking about. Pamela is one of those faces that I look forward to seeing. I look forward to seeing in other chats that I participate in. You get used to seeing like, the same people, the same faces, and you look forward to seeing them. You look forward to engaging with them in the next live, or in the next video or in the next broadcast, right? So yes, yes. So it's fun. It's fun. But again, I'm going to keep saying this throughout the video because this is the title. Can anyone on YouTube be trusted? Can anyone or everyone? Absolutely not. We have to, wise up and understand a lot of the content creators, a lot of the people that we see, a lot of the people that we're even friendly with, that we enjoy engaging with, they're not they're not people that we know personally. So you have to really and I'm learning this. I'm learning this as I get more involved and as I start to, yeah, I guess get more involved. And now I'm learning like, okay, I need to really be careful about like, you know, who I'm kind of supporting even, because sorry, I lost my page. You have to be careful about even who you support, because like as we've seen, what's been uncovered by Danny Robertson about Nosy Whole Live, you just don't know everyone's backstory. And not that we need to know, not that it's any of our business to know, but at the same time, we just don't know. We only know what we see. We only can judge by what's being presented. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah, I want to be able to network and collaborate with other content creators, but I need to know honestly, like, yeah, who, I mean, is that the wisest thing to do? I'm wondering now, is it wise? And I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I'm even wondering at this point, was it even wise of me to show my face? I'm wondering that. Only because when I've seen other creators, okay, and not to do the comparison game, because I really don't like to, pit myself against someone else or compare myself with someone else, and or any of that. But God doggone it, what the was I saying? Oh yeah. It's easy to kind of get on this kind of a platform and hide behind an avatar. Dare I say avatar? That's kind of where this whole mess started, over and behind a damn avatar. When you think about it, when you sit back and think about it, it's kind of like so silly. It's so silly. But where it becomes not silly is that some people have really been hurt. Some people have really been doxxed. Some people have really suffered a lot. There's been a lot of damage. There's been a lot of trash talk. There's been a lot of backstabbing. A lot of backstabbing. And yes, like Pamela said, it's getting really scary. I'm wondering how far is this going to go? Because honestly, like last week, I thought, man, things are going to like start dying down. People are going to start getting along, and then I can get back to collaborating with another YouTuber and all of that kind of stuff. But now I'm like, should I have started, during this time when there's kind of so much chaos? And it's between people that I like literally watch. And so it's kind of hard to kind of like say, oh, I'm not going to just watch them anymore, because I really do like, the entertainment. I truly, truly do. So I'm going to keep watching. But everybody can't be trusted. So if you're thinking about coming on YouTube and starting a channel, think about kind of the long-term impacts. Because even like in some of my lives, I've said some things that I was like, oh, dang, was I really wanting to say that? Like live? Was I really wanting to do that? But at the end of the day, like, I know like my heart is not to like hurt someone or take advantage of someone or anything like that. Like, I really appreciate anyone and everyone, even Pamela, for just stopping by. Like, I just met her. I mean, I've seen her on other people's pages and everything too, but like now she accepted me on Instagram and she is now participating in my life. And I'm just like, wow, I really appreciate that. And I hope that I can continue growing. And I hope that some of this craziness that we see kind of can die down a little bit, and people can go back to having fun. Like, I remember coming on YouTube, and I mean, last year and even this year, right before all this avatar stuff started happening, I would be laughing and like crying sometimes, laughing to the point of tears, because it would just be so fun. Like, I'm looking forward to Hood Life Chronicles game night. I think it's tomorrow, because we can just get together and hopefully like put the drama aside, put it on the shelf, and just have some fun. Just socialize. Just laugh together. You know what I'm saying? Get to learn each other's quirks in that kind of a way. But even still, just remember, and I'm having to remind myself, just because we like someone, just because someone might like us. Thank you so much, Pamela. You are so sweet. Like, you're one of the sweetest people. Like, you're so supportive. I never hear you say or see you type and not one negative word. You're super objective, and you're so like, you just acknowledge everyone. Like, anytime someone new comes, you just acknowledge them. You make them feel welcome. You made me feel welcome. So I really appreciate you. And Please feel free to stick around as long as you want. I know it's late. I don't know what your time zone is, but I so appreciate you coming by. Like, I really, really do. I really do. And I look forward to seeing you in Hood Life Chronicles game night tomorrow. Certainly, certainly. Yes. So, yes, you are certainly so sweet. So sweet. But yeah, you guys, we don't know who we can trust. And talking about who you don't know who you can trust. I also wanted to ask, like, I'm wondering, like, because I was in another chat yesterday, and it just seemed to me like people that are in this kind of like realm, they expect Danny Robertson to be the one, like, to go in on people and to be the one to kind of like drag others and investigate others. But I'm wondering why do people feel like Danny Robertson has that mantle to have to do that? I just wonder. And I'm hoping, honestly, that Danny she had a mission coming into this to expose the sham investigation of Nosy Whole Life. That was her intent on coming into this. So why is she the one that's responsible in some people's eyes for continuing to drag everybody else or expose everybody else who had something to do with, like, the deception that went on? Is it her responsibility? I don't think so. I think it's not. She came on here, in my opinion, with one goal to, like I said, expose the sham. And I don't really think people should be looking to her to, like, continue in all this. Let me just share something. Like, I don't know if anybody who is listening or who will watch the replay, I don't know if you've ever tried to exact revenge on someone. I don't know. I don't know if you've ever tried to really expose someone and go deep into someone and dig up someone else's dirty past. I don't know if anyone has ever had that heart of revenge to really go there. But it seems to me like that takes a lot of energy. And it seems like it takes a lot of negative energy. And I'm just wondering, how much longer is someone able to do that and carry on in that way? It's got to be exhausting. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, unless you just are absolutely passionate about it, unless you're absolutely like, this is my aim, my goal, and I don't know. I don't know. But it seems to me like spending that much time, like, in the revenge state, I don't know. It seems like it could be damaging. What do you guys think? What do you think, Pamela? I mean, if you're still here, I don't know. Like, I just feel like that's a lot of negative energy. And, we all love to see the messiness. Let's keep it real. We all can kind of like glue our eyes into, like, what is going on here? What happened here? What did she say? What's going on? And it's just like, it's like this web that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it started out here. I don't know if this is making sense. And it's just, woo. And now there's so many different players. It is draining. It really, really is. That is the damn truth. It is exhausting. And then, I'm even exhausted just talking about it. right now. But this is the entertainment that I've yielded myself to. And this is the commentary that follows. This is it. So let me ask this. If you had a choice, if you were me starting this, would you have come up and started this platform with an avatar and not shown your face? Or would you have, thunk it to be, thunk it? Would you have thought it to be worth it to show your face, be open, be transparent, show your pimples if you got them, stutter, all the kind of stuff that I do? Is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I really enjoy this, but I honestly, I don't want to ever be one of those people that are caught up in like the mess of it all. I think it's okay to provide commentary or give your opinions about it, or continue watching the YouTubers that you enjoy watching or that you've just grown to love. But I don't know. You can't trust everybody. So if you're coming into this new, I've had to learn this just by observing. People will stab you in the back. People will disearn your trust. People will be petty. People will take screenshots. People will screen record. People will download your YouTube videos and use them as content. People will stream your live stream on their channels without asking you, without getting your permission. Hello. People will stab you in the back. Even people that you don't have a relationship with. Even other YouTubers, yes. We've seen it. I've seen it with like at least 10, 20 different content creators. I've seen people's channels get taken down. People reporting, people encouraging people to report other people's channels out of revenge, out of a vendetta, because I don't like the person, so I don't want you to. If you support me, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you can't be subscribed to theirs? Huh? That's foolish. That's dumb, in my opinion. So I guess I'm learning this, and as I learn, because I'm new, I started my channel. I started putting out content on July 7th of this year. Okay, I've wanted to do it for several years, but I was too timid. I was too too afraid of I was just fearful. But finally, I just did it. I did it. I had something to say about a crush that I had that I was like, oh, this guy is really not into me. And I laughed about it, and I was like, I'm going to share about it. That was my first video. It was a car chat, and it was so freeing. Like doing something that got me out of my comfort zone, doing something that pushed my limits that I had set for myself. Wow, it was very empowering. So I encourage anyone that wants to come on YouTube, just like Plez said. She said it first, and I will repeat it because it is so true. It's one of the reasons that motivated me to get going. It was very inspirational, and she made it very, very clear and said this platform is big enough for everybody and anybody, and everybody and anybody to succeed in whatever you're doing. It's big enough for everybody. With that said, there are a lot of censorships now that are going on. So yes, we have freedom of speech, but there are certain things that I've learned that you cannot say. There are certain words that you can't even say. We have someone in the ooh. I'm adding you up.
Hi there.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm okay.
What's going on?
Well, you being new, and I'm not new to YouTube, but I started doing the streaming thing when Facebook used to do it back with, music streaming, and then they
Yeah.
shut that down. But
Yeah.
I started doing this, and one of my requirements was when I started out, and I was like, okay, I had a whole separate telephone so I could do a call-in show, right? Because I don't know about the laptop phone thing. And I
Yeah.
just kept getting just the weirdest, it made no sense. So when this StreamYard thing came about, I was like, aha, I'll do this.
Yep.
But me, when someone want to come on and speak, I say, okay, first and foremost, you got to cam up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. No, I don't want to see no image, and then you come on here and start talking crazy and say some any doggone thing. No, you got to cam up. Then I had
Yeah.
somebody cam up once and they did this. I said,
Okay.
no, that's an arm pimping. You need to show me you.
Show your face.
Show who you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. And then they got on, they act real sensible. Then another one of their friends was talking about coming on and was saying some of the ridiculous stuff, their camera, their phone doesn't have a camera in it. I said, well, what is it, a flip phone from way back? I don't care. I'm not letting anyone that in here
Yeah.
if they don't doggone get on camera,
Yep.
because people, they say racist stuff. And when
Yep.
people do that, I want to have a face to go with the doggone words so I can put that back out there and let that circulate on the internet.
Yep.
But you'll find those that talk the most trash about the most people are the least ones to put their face on camera because they can't handle the doggone smoke.
See,
Yeah.
you're saying something there, because there have been even people recently who have just started coming on live and doing their own thing, but they have an avatar for a reason. And yeah,
And that's what they
no one's
do.
gonna no one's gonna make them show their face. You know what I mean? They don't want to be seen. They want to be able to have that freedom to say whatever the flipping heck they want, with no
Exactly.
repercussions, because no one's gonna be able to identify them. Which
And I love your flipping heck, because a lot of channels I be on, it'd be the B's and the N's. And I'm sitting here like, how do you expect to be respected as a black man, woman, if every time you're talking about a man, you're using the N word? If every time you're talking about a female, you're using the B word?
yeah.
Well, no, that's a term of endearment. I'm like, no, it's not.
Endearment. I beg your pardon. That's
That's
not a
what's
term of
being said.
endearment.
That's what's being said. Me, I call
Yeah.
it the new Wakanda
New.
hood version. Hood version. I don't use the N word. I call them Wakandans.
Yeah, I don't use that word either.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, no, because I had to snap on this guy. I was on this panel, and the dude on the N word me. Yeah, well, see, I said, whoa. I said, hold on, bro. I'm nobody's N word. All right,
Yeah.
let me straighten you out right quick.
Right.
Okay, if you want to address me, you could say, hey, one of the guys, fellas, homie, whatever, use my name. Don't address me like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would just
That's the
ignore you and
thing.
won't even communicate with you anymore.
Yeah, you have to put those boundaries in place, because people will treat you how you allow them to be treated. They'll call you out
Yeah.
of your name if that's what you allow. You
But
have
the,
to.
the thing is, they use that dialect so much that they can't be broken of it.
Yeah. That's
Just like
true.
one guy, he went on a slave plantation tour in North Carolina today. and he had it filmed live, and I was sitting here like, oh, they good ones, because you go on one in Louisiana, you ain't no live streaming. You can take
Mm,
pictures of certain things, but you're not
yeah.
live streaming the whole tour. Now you're doggone giving they tour
That's
away for
free.
free.
Right.
They
Exactly.
ain't having it.
Right.
So
Right.
I was typing in his doggone thing, and I said, well, you know what? If more of these doggone blacks go on something like that, maybe they'll stop calling people, the women will stop calling people each other bees, and the dudes will stop calling each other ends, and we'll have that respect we used to have for each other. Because there's only a small portion of us that do that, but then again, they took our black card, and we
Yeah.
sold out the hood, and we think we better than them because we have a vocabulary that does not consist of those two words, and uh, we articulate the English language. Whereas, we go to a job interview, we'll get the job. So,
Mm.
you get that, you get that stuff going on.
Yeah. But I think it's a culture. It's a huge cultural gap. You know. Um,
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
it's a
It shouldn't
huge
be that
culture
huge,
gap.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because I tell them, I'm like, yeah, oh, you think you better than somebody because you made it out the hood. That's what you're supposed to do when you're born in the ghetto. You're supposed to like work hard to get out of it. I
You're
mean, I thought
supposed
that's the way
to.
it went in life.
Yeah, and you're also supposed to help other people come up
Was
as
I
well.
wrong?
Yeah.
Exactly. You come back,
Yeah.
you pass the information on now for those that didn't take the information. Okay.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a trip. It's like at a nephew, textbook wise genius, didn't want to go to school. I mean, didn't want to go to college because he saw another opportunity. So he dropped out of high school, got his GED, went to
Okay.
a trade school to become an electrician. 5 years later, he's making $80,000 a year
Mm-hmm.
as a journeyman. Family
Yes.
journeyman.
Yes.
What the? What the? He's like, yeah. And at
Absolutely.
that point, all the fellas on the block, yo, man, uh, and that was the year that new Denali, GMC Denali, the first one that they ever made. That was the year
Mm-hmm.
that Denali came out. Came driving down the block in a Denali, and they was like, and
Yes.
that's that new. I see that on TV. That Denali, boy. That was before they were making Escalades.
Yeah.
Now everybody's interested in, and they got
The
LA Dollar Show.
Teslas.
Yeah,
But
LA Dollar Show.
four-year college is just not for everybody. I encourage
I
my
know.
clients all the time. Look into a short-term trade school, gain a skill and build off of that. You can make lucrative wealth by gaining multiple skill, even one professional skill, and build upon that. That can carry you
It's a lot of people.
indefinitely.
They have that, and I mean, there's some people that, man, you be dogging black people out. No, I don't. I just say what I see. I'm black. I'm intimately familiar with Black America. Okay, I say
Right,
what I see.
right. That
Right, I
part.
see what I see. So,
Yeah.
you know, what you gonna tell me? I have no right? Since when? I mean, I did the military thing. Worked for me.
Thank
Worked
you
for
for
me
your
completely.
service. Were
You're
you
welcome.
what branch were you in?
Army and Air Force.
Wow. Thank you so much for your service.
And so I did my thing and was
You
like,
sure did.
And like I say, it's I would tell anybody, if you are in an urban environment, it's the hood. It's like you got three choices for it out. Trade school, the military, or college. The military is not for everybody. Trade school is
No.
not for everybody. College is not for everybody. You don't pick one of them three choices, you
There's
just gonna
another
be stuck.
option. There's always entrepreneurship as well. But you have to have knowledge. You know what I mean? You have to you
Exactly.
have to be teachable, you have to be coachable, and you have to be willing to learn from others. And a lot of people are just not in the mindset where they want to be able to learn from other people, which I think is really ignorant. It
Well, a
really is.
lot of people make unrealistic expectations.
True. True. But in order to be an entrepreneur, you got to have some skill. You got to have some education, or you have to educate yourself. I
You
mean,
have to know your product too. You have to know,
yes.
price point. Uh, everybody can't do like Costco, but see, Costco, they changed the game, and I love it. Costco did basically what James Brown did with the music industry.
Which
Costco used
is,
this formula. Costco, they didn't see how high they could charge to sell a product. They determined how low they could sell a product for and make a profit and manufacture it themselves.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Buy
mm-hmm.
for $1, sell for $2, and cleaned up. Walmart really, they are really worried about doggone Costco. If Costco was to open up nationwide like Walmart,
Oh
I mean,
man.
Costco is so dope
Yeah.
that you had either it was the Gucci store or the Tiffany store that tried to sue them for selling their products because they were buying
I didn't know
their
that.
products at cost and saving the consumer thousands off of what they would pay if they went to the store.
I did
See?
not know that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a business person. I just
Mhm.
watch stuff. So
Yeah.
you had a situation where, you have expensive wines being sold. And what Costco would do, if you have a specialty in something that they
Mhm.
could generate wealth with, they will hire you on, give you that department. That's your baby, and you build it up. Costco has wine vineyards in France that they
Wow.
make quality wine that is comparable to the really, really expensive brand.
Vineyards. Wow. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. Mill around on YouTube about how Costco get
Okay.
ahead.
I'm gonna
Costco
write
is
a
killing the
note.
game.
Mill around on YouTube about Costco.
And their doggone people get paid. They have cashiers working in Costco that's making like $22 an hour as cashiers. You
That
ever
is
notice you don't hear people saying that they worked at Costco and they quit?
not very often. They don't. They have a very low employee turnover rate. Very, very low
Because they
because they
take
treat
care of
their
their
employees really
employees
well. They get a lot of benefits. I mean, yeah, they
and they
get
they they pay well.
yeah, and they're
They
very
pay
flexible
very
with their
well.
employees too, and they support uh, women and men with families. They support
Hmm.
that. They're very flexible around that, which I think I love that. So Leonard Ray, I remember meeting you on Hood Life Chronicles Live. Um, Thank you for coming to my live and joining me. Do you watch like YouTube drama things that go on? Do you watch for
No,
example, no, none of that. Okay. Well, let me ask you this question because I want to hear people's opinion on this because first of all, when you come on this kind of a platform, you lose you lose a sense of privacy, right? Especially if you show
that's
your
true.
face and you don't hide. Well, I don't want to say hide behind an avatar, but if you're forthcoming,
That's what they do. They hide behind an avatar. Just
yeah,
say what it is.
I don't want to say hide because some people have their preferences.
Hmm.
Some people may not be hiding. They may do it for alternative reasons. But anyhow, because I really wanted to come on YouTube to be able to collaborate with other people, have panels maybe with other people. But what I'm learning is that you really literally cannot trust these people. Like they're not your friends. Like they will stab you in the back. They'll use your
Hmm.
content against you. They'll screen record you. They'll screenshot you and play it in their content, in their videos. And so there's a lot of people also that I'm learning are secretly working together, and it's kind of become like this web of I don't know,
We want
crazy.
all the marbles. That's what it is. A web of we want all the marbles We want
Uh-huh.
all the doggone views and likes,
Uh-huh. We
and that's
want to,
it.
yeah.
Now I can tell you, if you were talking about dogging black men out beyond dogtivity, you would probably have
A lot of views.
400 women in here watching what you're talking about. If that's what you were doing, if you're a guy and you're
Yep.
dogging out black women, like you didn't come from a woman, you'll get a lot of views. And I tell people, I said, I will not be like the biggest
Mm.
YouTuber because
You don't want to talk
I
about
don't
that kind of stuff.
I don't care about that stuff. It I don't care. It's if that's what you do, that's what you
Yeah.
do. And that's it. And what I do when, they get on panels like that and they talk ridiculous, like if I'm on my laptop,
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick up my phone and I'll tell them, you know what? Let's do this here. Okay. My camera's on. If your FICO score is higher than mine, I will leave you all the way along. Let me show you my FICO score. Click. There you go. Oh, that don't mean nothing. Oh, that doesn't mean anything to people that don't have it that way.
Mm.
See?
Oh, it means a heck of a whole lot in the real
Exactly.
world,
Because
you
Because
know,
on average, if you check with the credit bureaus, a lot of black people, what's their FICO score? 677.
or lower.
Yeah, I'm almost 100 points above that. The only reason
Mm-hmm.
I'm not over 800 again right now is I went insane with this credit card.
The credit card.
Kids,
Yeah, hey,
with the
folks.
kids, the credit card. I
Yeah.
took them all
For his
over,
birthday,
doggone,
huh? Was
all
that for
over
his
the place.
birthday?
And no, I just had the grandkids with me, and
Okay,
we
okay,
went
okay.
to amusement parks and all that stuff and this and that and flights and all this. And I was like,
Oh,
I
okay.
just
So you
charge it.
guys, you guys had a good time. That's
Oh, we
okay
had a perfect,
though. Yeah, that's
yeah, we
okay.
had a
But
perfect time. But
get your credit card. I was
yeah, I
gonna
mean,
say get your credit card limit below 30% again. You know what I'm saying? So
oh yeah,
you can jump back
I'm at
up.
seven. I'm
You
back
keep
at
it below
7%.
30%. Oh, okay. Well, you good.
Yeah, I'm
You're
back
real
at
good.
7. I don't ever go be above 20 is my max because I know 30 is the sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah. I try to
But
keep mine
20,
right at like 30. But maybe I should
me,
try to
I
go
stay
lower.
at 20 or below. Right now,
Okay. That's
I'm
a
at
good nugget.
7%.
20
I'm
or
at
below
seven
on
percent.
credit cards on a limit. That will
Yeah.
bring your credit score up.
And then I tell people, it's like, look, if you have children, what you need to do when they turn 16, which is when they can get a driver's license, you make them an authorized user
Mhm.
on a credit card or your
One.
credit cards.
One of the
And by
ones
the
that have
time
a
they're
low limit.
18, no, you just make them authorized user, but don't give them the card.
Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. Okay.
It gets used, but they're not
Oh.
using the card. See, and what happens is they end up with a credit history and a decent credit score at 18. As long as you
Oh.
keep your credit in line, then
Good.
once they pursue college or the military or whatever, and they're working or whatever they're doing, and they want to do different things, they want to go buy a car, they want to do this, they want to do that, you don't have to
They have
co-sign for it.
they have some established
See,
credit.
right? Because some
At
people
least two
think
years history.
if if someone co-signs for them on a credit card, that boosts their credit. It doesn't. A cosign is just like a prepaid credit card. You got X amount of money and that's your limit. You can't go any further. That doesn't show any doggone financial responsibility. Now, if
Right.
they give you
Right.
free reign to spend money and you're only using 20% or less, that shows you have doggone that and you're paying your bills on time. Financial responsibility.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do that with my nieces so that they
And people
can
have to
be
also
on the up.
look, they have to read contracts for early payment. Like they'll have money for something and they'll buy it, they'll keep it on there for like a year, making payments to, you know, boost their credit. Then they just pay the whole thing off. but you have to look and see if there's an early payout penalty. It's a lot of things that people don't look at.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember a few years ago, I called myself like trying to build my credit score and all this, and I actually paid off a couple of credit cards, and my credit score went lower. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"How the am I paying this off, and my credit score is getting
Yeah,
lower?" You know, and
it's
I'm
a
like,
game.
"How?
It's a
How?"
game.
It's a game. And
It's
so
a
then I'm like,
game.
and then I get these messages, get a new credit card, increase your limit, increase your credit limit, and increase your credit score. And I'm like, you
Okay,
have to have a
now
nice limit with little usage, and that's how you keep your credit increasing.
up. Right.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask you a couple of questions. If they're too personal, don't feel obligated to answer.
Okay. Hold on. Before you ask, I'm going to shout out Pamela. She says it's 2 a.m. here and I'm getting sleepy. I really enjoyed your live, Andrea. See you again soon. Good night to you, Mr. Leonard. Thank you so much, Pamela. I look forward to seeing you again, and especially in tomorrow's chat. And Leonard, Pamela also said, thank you for your service, sir. So I don't know if you
Oh,
saw
she
that.
is very welcome. No, because I can't see the chat.
Oh, you can't see the chat. But yeah, she did say
I'm
thank you.
using my
So,
phone, so I yeah,
oh,
I have
okay.
an
Okay.
Android. Yeah, I have Android, so I can't
Okay.
see the chat and
All
both.
right. No problem, Pamela. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so what did you want to ask?
Now, do you pay for any streaming services?
Let me see.
Like Stars or the other
Um,
thing.
no, the only, not really. No, the only one I could say that I don't even use it as Spectrum, but it's linked to my home Spectrum account. But no, I don't pay for any
Okay,
streaming
now okay,
service.
well that all right, well that because I was gonna say
I
anyone
can
that
pay
pays
from
for
like the
streaming,
Spectrum app.
be it
Yeah, but no.
be it Netflix, Stars, or whatever, if they're paying that via their bank account and they're using Experian, that will boost your credit score also. But you have to make sure that whatever bank you're banking with will link into Experian. Now, something that I did just to test it out and see if it worked, I went to Walmart and I bought a cell phone, a prepaid cell phone that was not the cell phone of my standard provider, right?
Uh-huh.
And I kept that phone for 6 months. And it boosts my doggone FICO score up 10 points, and I haven't paid anything on it again. And I got what I wanted out of it, because
Okay,
it
so
showed up
now
on there.
you registered with the new phone service through Walmart? Like,
No, I went and bought a AT&T prepaid wireless phone, right?
okay. Okay.
And then and
Oh.
then it and then I used my bank card to pay the bill as normal, and then it showed up on my Experian account, and it said, you need 3 on-time payments until it'll start working for you. So
Oh.
when I had 6 on-time payments, it boosted my FICO score up 10 points. And after that, I
Got
said,
it.
well, I could just leave this phone alone. Because see, what I bought it for was to have a call-in phone line, so my personal number is not being used. But I didn't know it
Right.
was going to reflect
On your
on
credit.
right, and it did. I was like,
And
okay.
did you
Got
ask
it about
AT&T to report your on-time payments?
No,
Or
it's
they did
just
it
that I have an
automatically?
AT&T phone, and my bank, it automatically synchronized in with Experian. Because it depends
That's
on the bank.
cool.
Because see, it's like with USAA. If you have USAA, and that's one of the military, a lot of military people use USAA.
Hmm.
USAA does not doggone link into Experian. It just doesn't.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you have to have a bank account that you could link to your Experian account. Now, once
Okay.
you link that bank, and you use that debit card or credit card to pay your bills, Experian gets all that information because your bank
Oh.
account is linked to that. It's
Okay.
linked.
Got it.
So
Got it.
that'll help. That helps you also. But there's a lot of little things that people don't know, information they don't pass on because they too busy talking about what Shanae just did on Love and Hip Hop to Aniqua.
I was gonna say there's busy paying attention to Cardi B and that she had her baby and all this kind of stuff. Like okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm serious. Worrying about every. I mean, I seen someone do a doggone 8-hour stream talking about how Shaquille O'Neal, his not Shaquille O'Neal, other guy, he a big dude too. Rick Ross, there we go. I get him confused.
Oh,
Yeah, talking about how the baby mama get this much a month and how much money he make a month, and they googling net
oh.
worth and all this other stuff, and I'm sitting here
I thought
like,
you were gonna say
you know,
something else about that.
no, I'm like, you all are having a long discussion about someone that has doggone financial resources that unless you hit the lottery, you will never have in your life. That's the best you can do. That's what you have to do with your time. Worry
Yeah,
about someone else's
yeah,
money
yeah, 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 yeah.
and not cam up and talk all kinds of
And
wow
just talk
wow.
about it.
You know,
Yeah,
I will watch stuff like that out of boredom because I really don't have anything to do.
like
So
really
let me
interested in it. Yeah,
listen to them gripe and complain and argue. Then they don't have a conversation. Everyone's talking over everyone, very loud, cussing each other out, all kinds of stuff. And I just sit there and be like, this is interesting,
hmm,
you know,
yeah.
silly, but you
Silly,
know,
very, very silly. Yeah, yeah,
hmm
yeah. So, would you recommend anyone new coming onto YouTube to show their face or protect their identity? To
well,
protect
protect.
themselves from being like backstabbed or like doxxed. You know what doxing is,
Well,
right? How that happens.
yeah, yeah. Well, you have people that they're gonna do that anyway, you know,
That's true. Yeah.
and they're gonna do that anyway. But as of the rest of it, if it was me, I was making the rules. If you go on someone's doggone streamcast, your camera has to be on.
Mm.
See, then if
Yeah.
they could elect, oh, I know who that person is, and they could turn your camera off.
Off.
They know, okay, I've had
A real
multiple
person.
conversations with this person. We're on the same page, so I know they're not going to say anything ridiculous or crazy on my stream. But anytime I'm on my thing doing my thing, if it's a first time person that clicked in, you got to go on camera.
Hmm.
You must go on camera. That's it. And they could be in the backstage area. I was like, you can cam up now, and as soon as I see who you are, I'll be like, okay, I got this person backstage. I'm gonna bring you on. You don't want to be seen to the public, cool, but I got to see you. You trying to come on my show? Like,
Yeah.
okay, now I see who you are. You done waved and did all of what
Yeah.
you. Okay, I see who you are. Then I will doggone tell them, well, you can turn off your camera. I'll bring you on, and that's it, and go from there. Because
Yeah.
all
That's the
that,
smartest thing to do.
yeah, anonymity. I'm like, you don't need what you got warrants or something. The police looking for you. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you on
No.
the string anyway.
Someone
Yeah,
went on one of Hood Life Chronicles lives and showed their wanker.
yeah, they'll
That
do that.
happened. That happened to her. It actually happened to her during one of her lives.
Yeah.
She had to like
Well,
delete the video.
with the look at the title of the doggone the title of it,
Oh,
Hood
Hood Life
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
What do you think you're gonna get?
I don't know. That he still shouldn't have did it. That's disgusting.
I know it's
That's just
disgusting, but if you have a title for your doggone page
I
that
don't
has
think that makes
anything,
it excusable just because her title's Hood Life
that doesn't
Chronicles.
make it excusable. But if it's anything ghetto related, you're gonna attract ghetto people.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the bottom line up front. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. You know,
Yeah.
none of like I have one of my main channel is shut down right now because I proved something to be false via science, and my channel's not going to be back open until the 28th of November. I got hit with a 3-month suspension. You know,
Ah.
but like you said, there's certain words you can't say, and this
Can
and
we
that.
talk about that? Okay.
Just
There's
we just won't say the words.
we just won't say the word. Can you
I'll
can't
say it. I'll say it in nickname form, and you'll get it, and
I,
your audience will get it.
and okay, okay.
First and foremost, you can't talk about the cocoa.
Okay. I'm gonna write these down so we're gonna because I
Yeah,
wanna
you,
I
you
wanna
you
make
you know what
sure
I'm
I
talking
never
about,
say
right?
these words. I know what you're talking about.
Right. You can't talk
That
about the
that
cocoa.
good old
You can't talk
cousin.
about the cocoa.
So you
But I
can't
call it the
say you
yeah.
can't say
V
Coco
is
19.
V is for victory.
Right. Okay.
That other V word,
Wait, what other B
nah.
word?
The other V word, like V is for victory. It's a V word that goes with the cocoa.
Oh, you can't say
That one.
that?
You no, you start saying that,
Does it rhyme with
and huh?
does it rhyme with Cyrus?
It surely does.
Oh, I didn't know you couldn't say that word.
Yep. Just like Molly.
What the hell? Okay, is Molly a code for something else?
No, Molly is the first name of remember Molly Cyrus?
Oh, Miley, yes.
Miley. I thought it was Molly. Miley. I
My
don't. Yeah. There you
Miley,
go.
yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So yeah. So you can't use that one.
Okay.
Um, those are the definitely two
I didn't know you
no
couldn't say
go
that.
no go.
Okay, what's the
Yeah.
third
So
one that we can't say? I know the T
this.
word. We can't say the T word.
Oh no, you can't. Mm-mm. You can talk
Okay.
about them Transformers, robots
Transformers.
in the
You can't talk about no
skies,
Transformers. Oh,
eyes,
that's real
Transformers,
off. You know he's trying to
robot in the
petition.
skies. You can't talk about nothing along them levels. Mm-mm.
Wait, you know he's trying to petition the courts to get his Twitter account reinstated.
Mm-mm.
He's trying to get his Twitter account reinstated. Okay, so we can't talk
Because
about
what now when you're doing your dishes, what do you wash your dishes with? That's cloth.
that's cloth,
Mm-hmm.
a dish rag, a dish
Mm-hmm.
towel.
Yeah, a dish rag. Now don't
Uh,
take the front part of the R off that word and make it another letter, as in Frank. They'll cut you.
can't say that. Yeah, that's definitely derogatory.
Yeah. So,
Everybody knows that, or everybody
yeah,
should know that.
that's another one of the words. Yeah.
Ah, so
But
okay. Does it rhyme with mag, as in maggot?
mm-hmm.
Can't
And
say the
speaking of that word is one that sounds like that. That's to do with a red and white hat. You can't use that word either.
MAGA. You can't say that
Oh, they'll get you for that one.
just for that
Yes.
slogan.
Yes.
You can't
Because I
say
tell
it.
you, this is what I did. I did a test on it. I
Oh
did
God.
I did a video, right? And I wrote names on paper. And I wrote 45. I'll just say by the number instead of the name, right? I wrote
Okay.
45's name on paper
Okay.
and said a lot of different things, and I uploaded the video. And then I did another video and I said 45 by name. One was ineligible for monetization, But the one where I had it spelled out and you could read it and you knew what it was, it got a green light for full monetization of the video. See,
Wait, say this.
there's voice recognition software that analyzes what you say. They
Oh,
don't sit there and look at your video,
right,
but
right.
you
Okay.
know, like you could say "shake your rump" to the funk, you just can't put a T on it. Get me? Shake
Uh,
your rump to the funk. Yeah.
don't, yeah, okay. So you
You
can't
put
say
a T. You put a T on it. The T he. They will
okay.
doggone make your video ineligible for monetization. Yes.
Is
If
that why
not flag you.
they suspended your channel because you said these words?
Oh yeah.
But they put you on suspension for 3 months for saying these words?
Mm-hmm. When I was proving something with science
Jeez.
and statistics, I'm like, if you look this up statistically,
They didn't give a care about that.
the statistical data states they didn't recognize none of
They
the
didn't
logic
care.
in it. And I even doggone, they have something you could not petition. What is it? It's called
Appeal.
put it up, appeal it for
Appeal.
review. And they
Appeal.
still 15 minutes after I clicked appeal, no. I'm like,
They
oh,
didn't even
so 15 minutes later, you mean that you had some human being view a 1 hour video talking
no.
about it was against the community
Community
guidelines.
guidelines. I need to read
It
those
was
community guidelines. I still haven't read those yet. I need to read
it does
those.
it doesn't matter. Their community guidelines consist of what we think is wrong. If the community guidelines were so stringent, you wouldn't be able to have all these black folk on here calling people B's and
Cursing
N's
people
all the
out.
time.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
It's
how you gonna
fascinating.
doggone? How is talking about 45 a violation of community guidelines, but Cardi B can have a straight regular version of a WAP on there, just a
And
straight.
yeah, there's
And it
no
doesn't
rhyme or
even have
logic
a
to
you
that.
must be 18 or over. Like sometimes they'll tell you, they'll ask you, is it for children or should it be age restricted? They didn't age restrict Cardi B.
Very true.
None of
And you
her
can
stuff is age
also
restricted.
you can
None of
also
the
say
stuff
all
of
those
these.
curse words in the video, but you can't put them. Nobody can put them in the chat, or they will. There's
They'll
something
blank them out. You notice
you
that?
can't. Yeah, yeah, you can't put them in the chat. Okay, so what's another
Mm-hmm.
word? You gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. What's another
I'm
one?
I'm trying to remember some more. Oh, say nothing disparaging against Kamala Harris.
Nothing disparaging against or Biden, right?
Right. But mainly her. Do not ever say anything that states that,
She's
you
not black.
know, there you go.
Can't say that. Oh, not supposed to say it. Well, I didn't say her name. I just said she, so that could be anybody.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's the thing, yeah.
Dang. Okay. I see. I
You
didn't know
know.
that. I really didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Just things to
Yep,
look
yep,
out
yep.
for. I don't want my channel to be taken down or striked. I don't want to have to worry about any of that. But who knows? It could happen because they've taken down black content creators. I've seen it with my own eyes for no reason at all. It's
No
happened
logical
to
reason.
huh? I mean,
No logical reason.
no logical reason at all. It happened to several content creators that I enjoy watching, and all of a sudden they're gone, and you're like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm. I saw some
So
people, their doggone channel got, you know, a temporary suspension because they were very critical over this new Cinderella movie.
oh, no kidding. Oh, and it's oh
Mm-hmm.
my god,
Yeah, that new Cinderella.
I haven't seen it. Is it a black Cinderella?
No, You know who the doggone fairy godmother is?
Who? Whoopi Goldberg?
Billy Porter.
Who?
Billy Porter.
Who's Billy Porter?
The I'll say the AARP card holding age version of Lil Nas X.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a controversial thing because
Mm-hmm.
is he transgender?
He's I can't even. I have friends, alternative lifestyle friends that was trying to explain that
What?
struggle to me. And I was like, look, I don't need to understand it because I don't have that struggle. Well, you need to understand. No, I don't. No, I
Well,
don't.
no, you sometimes you're not gonna understand. I mean, you can be open and accepting,
No,
but everything is not meant to be understood, especially when it's
exactly.
someone. Yeah, you're not gonna understand because you can't walk in anybody else's shoes. So
There
how
you go.
can you fully understand?
I can't
Yeah.
understand how a grown man is gonna look at another grown man and get excited. Ooh, I can't understand that because I don't
You
do
haven't
that,
experienced it. Yeah, you haven't experienced it. You can
and
accept
I'm
it.
not going to.
You can be open to that being the truth for someone else, but that doesn't mean you have to understand it. It certainly
Just like
doesn't.
a friend of mine, right? Now
So I need to know who
we
Billy Porter is though. Okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
you got to look that one up. That
I'm gonna
one
look it up. I'm gonna
he
look it up. Okay.
he anyway,
Oop.
it's
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
yeah, you gotta look that one up. But
And the new Cinderella movie. Okay, so that's okay. Thank you for that. Okay,
yeah,
go
you
ahead.
got they got the preview on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
They got the preview.
So it hasn't come
Yeah.
out. It hasn't come out
This
yet.
is how you make an entrance. And I'm like, that's egregious. But yeah.
So it hasn't come out just yet.
Oh, it's out already. It
Oh,
got
it
no
is.
talk on social media because people were like,
Okay. I'm
the
on. Maybe
fairy
I can talk about it.
godmother is a non-binary fella. How can you be non-binary, but mother
Oh.
is
Is attached to the
okay?
name.
Right.
That's very
I'm
interesting.
like,
That is very
this
interesting
yeah. I'm
because
like, this is out of control.
it should be fairy god person in that sense, right?
Yeah. Like the pronouns them, theys, and that. It should have been the
Mm-hmm.
fairy god person.
Uh
I
huh.
didn't think about that. I'm glad you. I'm gonna make a point of that one. Put that in the mental Rolodex. Should have been a
Okay.
fairy god human,
Uh huh. Yeah.
fairy god person,
Mm-hmm.
not mother,
Yeah.
because a male cannot give birth
Unless okay, so biologically correct.
biologically. Yes, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
You
Biologically.
got two. You got two of the same chromosomes, or two, and they're opposites. That's all it is. Either XX or XY. Anything beyond that, I'm like, science haven't discovered it yet.
Not as of yet. But
I'm
science
like, y'all out
has
here
look, I don't want to
Dragon
be a
Ball Z.
conspiracist, but science has probably made it. But we'll leave that on the shelf.
Yeah, because I'm like this, XX and XY. Otherwise, you Dragon Ball Z.
You know, cloning and genetic experimentation has been going on since well before 2001.
Oh yeah, they
We
had
know that.
sheeps way back. They had sheeps that they cloned in the '80s. Full fledged sheep.
Sheeps,
Just
cats,
like
dogs. Remember, people were paying to have their dogs. Um, the dogs who died, people were paying to somehow with the dog's DNA, um, create another dog so that they could replace their dead pet.
yeah. I mean, it's sort of
Remember?
like that movie Total Recall. They on that end of the fence. It's
It's
and
woo.
Yeah, I tell people, I'm like, nature is
Crazy.
the way it is for a specific reason. It's worked for thousands of years. So, you want to start playing with nature, have at it. But when it backfires on you, don't sit and blame anybody. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Nature is what it is. Like they had this thing called a liger, right?
Yeah. Now that
The
was
lion and
genetically
tiger.
modified. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's not a natural species.
Yeah, but you know what people don't mention?
What?
They're sterile. They can't reproduce.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just like a mule.
Right. They certainly can't reproduce. I
Yeah.
didn't
A
know that.
mule is a horse. When a horse and donkey
And a
mates,
donkey. Yeah.
what's born is a mule. It was a
Right.
doggone species that was not intended to be part of the animal kingdom. So it's born sterile and it can't reproduce itself.
I didn't know that.
Na- Nature has a way of correcting itself.
Got it. So a liger literally cannot reproduce.
Yeah, that's a lion and tiger
And a
because
tiger.
lions and tigers do not mate in the wild.
Right. They certainly don't.
And there's a reason that they don't. They can't reproduce. Okay.
You're, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like, uh, different species of primates, like your baboons and uh,
Mm-hmm.
chimpanzees and this and that,
Lemurs.
that, and this.
Yes.
It would say that they're all
Orangutan.
orangutans. Yeah, they're all primates of the same, whatever, whatever, but they don't doggone. Uh,
Hominoids. Hominids. Sorry.
yeah, this words I'm not familiar with, but they can't reproduce. It's nature's design.
Mm-hmm. 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 Like a gorilla cannot reproduce with an orangutan.
See,
In the wild, they don't. I don't think they even live in the same habitat, to be quite honest.
they
I'm not
don't.
sure, but they
It's
wouldn't in the
tribalism.
wild. Say that again. Darwinism.
It's tribalism in the
Oh,
wild.
tribalism. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
And they don't,
Absolutely.
they don't, they do not reproduce, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think with humans, we're the only mammal that could have so many differences as of appearance and such, but we still can reproduce.
Sorry, you're right about that. But I have to give a shout out to Hood Life Chronicles. Oh, she's here. Sorry, I love this lady. I love this lady right here. Hood Life
Okay.
Chronicles. I love this lady right here. But yeah, that's a crazy, crazy thing.
Yeah.
I just, you
And
know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of science going on. I mean, I don't want to go way off topic with like conspiracy theories or none of that. Leonard Hill Life Chronicle says hi.
hello.
But I know for a fact that we're gonna start seeing a lot of different kind of species. We're gonna start seeing. I know this is. I don't know. This might be prophetic. Don't quote me, but we're gonna start seeing a lot of different kind of species, genetically modified, genetically engineered. I mean, they're already doing it to
Mhm.
our food, to our crops. They're already paying farmers. I don't know if I can say this. Don't come for me, YouTube. Already paying farmers to stop, you know, crop reproduction and all of that. But I'm just saying, let's
Yeah, well,
let's see what
that's to do
20.
with supply and demand. See,
All
you
right,
have
all right.
you have those in power that want to say we've got all this starvation worldwide. Okay, but
Yeah.
we've got an overabundance of food products. Okay, you could use the abundance that didn't sell to feed. Everyone
Absolutely.
can eat off the United States. The planet can eat off the United States food production
Hmm.
if they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And nobody would go hungry. But it's all about the money.
Yep. It's all about the Benjamins.
See,
I
because
know
it's like
that's just
something
crazy.
something that was said in that movie American Gangster when the mafia guy was talking to Denzel, talking about the price of a gallon of milk, what it represented, and that was profound. And it's stuff like that that people miss.
Mm-hmm.
Said the price of a gallon of milk does not actually equal the cost of the price of the gallon of milk. What it does is it sets a price point, whereas people can't go above or below it because that would be a monopoly, and nobody likes monopolies.
Yeah.
See, that's the reason you have to have three different, like you have the big three record companies, you got the big three cable TV providers.
Yeah.
That way, it can't be a monopoly if it's three parties. If there's only two, one is going to have
One is going to
51%.
monopolize. Absolutely.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
And then what they do is they get to get a monopoly and not have it looking like a monopoly, they buy up the other companies that are doing something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll see, it's like if YouTube was owned by Facebook, like you got Facebook and Instagram, YouTube would be a whole lot more communistic.
Mm-hmm.
It really would. Now I don't know who owns YouTube, but I do know that you
Doesn't
could do
Google?
things on. I don't know, but you could do things on YouTube that you couldn't get away with on Facebook. Like
Yeah.
say if it's a DJ and they're streaming music, or you go to a concert and they're filming the concert and they put it on YouTube, they'll send you a copyright strike for it. But what they'll do is when the commercials are run over the music, the artists or the companies or the labels will get credited and such, and they'll get the royalties for that, right?
Uh-huh.
But Facebook would just shut you off. Like it's a lot of DJs that were upset, and I said, well, Facebook could make hellacious money. They could charge DJs a subscription fee for X amount of time, just like StreamYard, you know, per month. And the DJs that are serious about their craft and want to play music and show off to the world will be
Mm-hmm.
able to do it, but you'll have a limited amount. Like StreamYard, if you get the free service, they give you 10 days, but you've got a limited amount of time that you can stream.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you get the other one, okay, you're allowed to have up to 10 people and you can stream on three different platforms. Then if you go a notch above that, it's always a notch above you because
Right.
you
You can
have more
upgrade it.
features. Yeah. But
We
you
need a
buy,
black YouTube. I think we need a black tube,
we need a
like
black lot.
an official black tube, like,
We need
and
we
it's
need a
not that
whole lot
other,
of
yeah, not
we
that
need a whole lot of
non-black
black a
people.
lot.
Yeah, we do. We do.
We need a black
But
a lot. But the problem is the
yeah,
mentality, the monolithic thinking, and the crabs in a barrel mentality of Black Americans.
yeah. But if it's created by someone, like, for example, like Kev on Stage, he already has his own studios that he can produce music, movies,
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, shows, content, like infinite amount of content, right? We need someone
Mm-hmm.
like him to create something similar to his Kev on Stage Studios that is really tailored to I guess represent black people. I guess. I
Well,
guess. I don't know if that
you
makes
look,
sense, but
yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. But look at this. Tyler Perry was everybody's favorite. Then he went and bought the studio and this and that, and that's when all of the bull hockey came in. See, look at him, the dress wearing, the cooning, the all this stuff. Everybody had, a bunch of people, not everyone, but a bunch of black people have horrible things to say about Tyler Perry. Now it's trickled down to, if you go to Tyler Perry Studios in Southwest Atlanta, if you drive around the neighborhood that encompasses the studio, is hood as hell, toe up from the floor up,
Oh, I
toe
didn't know
back.
that. That's in Atlanta?
Yeah, look like the South Side of Chicago. Toe, just
Mhm.
toe up from the floor up, the surrounding community. Now, he got all that big old studio, and he's a billionaire, and he ain't doing nothing for the community. And see, black folk need to stop with that. What
That's
somebody
not
ain't doing for them
that's
stuff,
not all
and
on
do
him
for
to
yourself.
do that. Yeah.
It's not. Do for yourself. Always
Yeah.
got your hand out talking about what somebody owe you and they don't. LeBron
Yeah.
James, he make $100 million a year, and he ain't doing nothing for the black community. Now he's in the mode of black shame. So now he's trying to be so pro black so he don't get his black card taken away.
Yeah, but see, that's such an ignorant mentality. Like that, when people have that kind of mentality that other people owe them, or they feel entitled, or they feel entitled to someone else's money just because someone else has a lot more than them, that's ridiculous. He has an I Promise school that services tons, hundreds of children. You know what I mean? That
And
should be honored and honestly decent enough. He's not obligated to spend any of his coin on anything, honestly, just because we want it, just because people are crying, build this community. Why is it his responsibility? He should be able to do it if he has a passion for it, if he wants to do it. But it's not his alone to do anything just because he's a billionaire. That's not. I don't know. I That's just how I feel.
yeah, I mean, and that's true because I know some whites that are doing better than me, some that aren't doing, and some that are dirt poor. But you know what I don't hear them saying? Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos need to doggone be improving their community. And the doggone clapback for that would be like, well, they white. And I'm like,
The
what that got to
same
do with
thing.
doggone common sense? Just
Yeah.
because someone is a white person in the United States, that does not instantly guarantee that they are rich and wealthy. And you have a lot of blacks in urban areas that don't even doggone interact with whites, never seen rural America, and they don't realize where all the jobs at, the good paying jobs, urban America. The only thing about it is the taxation is so high, you still ain't making no money. You're making just as much money in comparison to someone in rural America, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of this
Honestly,
blaming thing, with the black guys. Man, the child support system was set up to trip us up. No, did nobody tell you be sexually irresponsible?
that
You
part.
did that.
That part. That
You
part.
did that.
Yes.
Okay. You did that. All right.
That's exactly right.
You have no dick control. You did that to yourself. Nobody told you to have all these kids you can't afford.
Yeah,
You
you gotta
did
have
that.
discipline. You gotta have discipline.
Because, see,
And
I'm
that's
from the
a lot of
80s.
young folks don't. They stick it in anything and don't even put a hat on. Ugh. Why would you
Yeah.
do that?
I'm from the 80s. And the, the running lie that used to be was, you know, the rubber broke. Everybody used that lie, man. The rubber broke, man. Uh-huh. But a funny thing happened after the HIV thing came mainstream. No one
Mm.
used that excuse anymore. I haven't heard a guy say the rubber broke in decades. Because if the rubber broke, that means that you just doggone opened
Yeah.
yourself up to
You're
HIV.
exposed.
So
Yeah, yeah.
they don't use that excuse
True,
anymore.
true. Speaking
Or
of,
acting like these women are trapping people. These women ain't trapping you. You ain't got no damn money. I can see you a celebrity. Oh, she got pregnant just so she can get that big child support check every month. Okay. Other than that, women trying to trap you, you ain't got nothing.
I mean, honestly, it's a natural desire for a woman to want to have a baby, to have experienced pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think, but I mean, I know there are women who, I don't know, who do want to have a baby for financial gain. I have seen it, unfortunately. But honestly, I don't know. That's just kind of too heavy for me to get into. But one of the things that you did say about economics is that I wanted to plug in is that, yes, having a main source of income, no matter where you go, you're going to be taxed. No matter where you live, there's going to be different tax brackets, right? But
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I have learned just this year to try to help, just get a get more knowledge on how to be financially literate. Um, you'll find a lot of people that are successful financially, they have multiple streams of income. So one of the things that I'm trying to do this year is build up to 7 streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
And um, that will ensure that I always have additional income besides my main source of income, right? And that will help me
Mm-hmm.
to establish wealth. What do you think
Well, I
about
can tell you the well, yeah, but the more you make, the more you're paying taxes. So you have to get yourself to a level whereas you could have tax shelters and such.
that?
And that's
Hmm.
an area I'm not familiar with, tax shelters, but I know that's what protects a lot of people money is tax shelters.
I've
I
never
haven't
heard
really
that term.
researched.
I've never heard
Yes,
that
tax
term.
tax shelters. That's the reason a lot of your doggone people in the music industry end up bust because they didn't do that. Now Ray Charles made more money than anyone in the music industry, and he had tax shelters.
I got to look into what in the heck that is. I've never even heard that
Yeah,
word.
research that one, tax shelters.
I
That way
will.
you don't pay, my interpretation of it is you don't pay the taxes you would pay on this revenue because it's sheltered, it's protected from taxes.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, got
Why
it,
they
got it,
call it
got
a tax
it.
shelter. I mean,
Shelter.
what does a shelter do? A shelter protects you
Yeah,
from the forces of nature or forces outside
great.
of where you reside. So a
Okay.
tax shelter, if you're putting your money in a tax shelter, is evidently protecting your money from taxation.
Right, right, right. Okay, that's
Words
good.
words mean things.
Yeah, yeah, they sure do. Hey, listen, one of these days I want to invite you. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, same name Leonard Roy. I'm the only Leonard Roy you'll find on the internet.
I'm gonna, okay, with 2 R's, huh, Leonard. I'm gonna look you up
Yeah,
on
I'm the only
Instagram.
one.
And that's how you really spell it for real?
Yeah,
That's how it's really spelled?
that's my professional DJ name.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm gonna look you up on Instagram, and that way we can kind of DM. But I want to invite you back on here to talk about building credit because you have a lot of just life experience that I can learn from, other people can learn from. Like you said, a lot of people are not willing to share their knowledge on how to increase their wealth, how to increase their credit, how to just build up their livelihood basically. So would you be willing to do that in the future?
Yeah, that's no problem as long as I'm woke because I have nothing. Like I said, I did my military thing, this and that. I have nothing to do but
Are you
sleep.
retired?
No, I ended up getting out because disabilities.
I see, I see, I see, I
Yeah,
see.
and that's the
Okay.
same thing with my oldest daughter. She's got 19 years in right now, and she's probably going to be medically discharged due to PTSD, which I don't have a problem with it. I'm like, get all of your money
Yeah,
because
yeah.
even the retirement thing, you come out better if you end up being 100% disabled. Now, this how it works. Say if you've been in the military for who knows how many years, your monthly base pay is $5,000 a month. Your pension is half of that, right? And if you're living in a state other than Texas, they're going to tax your pension. So now you've got $2,500 a month coming in guaranteed every month, and it's taxed.
Wow.
Military disability through the Veterans Administration is not taxed.
Okay.
And for those that are young ones that have children, uh, say it's a parent, but they're the non-custodial parent. They don't have custody of the child, and the child is under 18. When they start getting Social Security because they've been deemed totally and permanently disabled, that child gets a check for $600 a month from the Social Security Administration.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See, and I try to explain this to the boys in the hood from my old hood. Try to explain it to the boys in the hood. And I ain't going to fight the white man war and the da 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 da. And I'm sitting here like, okay, because I'm from the South Side of Chicago. They have down there 700 murders so far, and 75% of the doggone victims, and that's a doggone farce. It's more like doggone 95%, but
Gee,
75% are black, right? And I'll
damn.
say 97% of the doggone perpetrators are black. So, you know, they have children, and it's like, look, you doggone the big whatever you call yourself out in these streets. You got killed. Now your family put up a GoFundMe page to give you a decent burial. But what does that do for your children? Nothing. If you're in the military, okay, something happens to you,
Mm-hmm.
there's a $500,000 life insurance policy. That's $500,000. You split that up amongst your children or your kin or whatever you want to do. If you have children, okay, these children, they can now attend any college, university in the United States free of charge. Okay,
Wow.
they get that benefit plus your Social Security and your remaining military entitlements. It's an upside to it.
You want to know something? My dad served in the Air Force. He's always
Mm-hmm.
been a man that has believed in always having all of his affairs in order. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that if ever a time he leaves this earth, he leaves nothing for his children to be burdened with. I,
Exactly.
yeah. So he had that. I mean, so I agree with that because that's what my father has taught me by living that out in his life. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been to college. I served, I mean, not served. I went to community college for a number of years. I did not know that I could receive Veterans Affairs education benefits at the community college because my dad served in the Air Force. I had no idea. If I would have known that, I would have
Mm-hmm.
zero student debt this day.
Exactly.
So
See, and
that's why.
what some parents do, if they know like somebody like me that
Mhm,
know they're not going to college,
yeah.
I'm all right. You can sign over with the post 9/11. Like a lot happened with 9/11. They have they used to have a Montgomery GI Bill. Now they have something
Okay.
called the post 9/11 GI Bill, and you can sign that over to your children, and it could be utilized as if they served
Wow.
the minimum of 3 years in the military, and and that's the
They
thing that
become the
kills people.
recipient for that.
Co-
Wow.
college college debt. That's like with my son. As soon as he graduated high school, September, he was in basic training and gone. He did his thing 5 years.
Yeah.
He had an accident while he was in the military. He's getting 50% from the Veterans Administration every month.
Right.
He has free health care across the board to include prescriptions and all of that. And he went to school. He got paid to go to school, and he doing his thing. That
Right.
popped him right into a nice job. Along with, you also leave with a security clearance and no college debt.
Yeah.
Having a security clearance saves the potential employer if you're going to work in an occupation that requires a security clearance. you already have one. So that saves them money,
From
right?
having to pay for that. Yeah, okay.
Pay for the background checks and stuff
Right.
on you and your family to get you a security clearance. See,
Yeah.
and but you do have people that they've done all those things and they're still doggone financially irresponsible. I know some people that they're getting doggone their retirement, they're getting a certain percentage of disability from the
Hmm.
VA, and they're working a job and they don't have any money
Wow, that's a
because they
shame.
just yeah, they just have to
That's
keep
really sad.
spending money like crazy. It's like
Yeah.
buying Gucci belts and all this other, you know, I mean, I know somebody, she was in about what, 25 years? And we're no longer friends because I told her, I said, you know, every time I'm on Facebook, you're flying here, you're flying there, you're doing this, you're doing all this stuff with your Gucci bags and everything, trying to
Okay.
impress all these friends that you think are your friends.
But your
You ain't
rent's
got no
not
damn
paid.
money. Yeah, you ain't got no money. You know, you struggling to continue to pay your mortgage. You ain't got no money, and you ain't got a man either. And
Oh,
there's plenty of men that were in your same financial, you know, category,
right, right, right.
but they were never enough. And I mean that, and that's one of the other things about like the dating thing. People and others that are in their financial ballpark, they don't do that. Like, you know, there are people that were trying to clown me, and I was like, well, I'm like this here. If I'm going to consider myself dating someone and we're talking about building, if your FICO score is not at least 750, ain't nothing happening. Oh, so you diss a woman over a FICO score. I said, it's not a diss, that's my requirements.
That's your yes, that's your preference, and you have a right
Exactly.
to have that, and you shouldn't
But a
settle if
lot of
that's what in your mind you've decided this is what I want.
yeah, I'm not a old settler. I'm not just gonna settle for,
Oh, it's
well, I'm
settled.
lonely. I'm lonely and I need a no, I am not that lonely.
No, 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 no,
Okay?
no. Absolutely
I'm
not.
not I'm not that lonely. As long as I could
Right.
open up that deep freezer, it is full of doggone meat. I got plenty of food. I got all
You
this
good to go.
heat AC and this heat AC and light at my disposal. Oh, I ain't
Right.
lonely.
I know
I ain't
that's
lonely at
right.
all. See,
Well, hey,
so you
Leonard,
get
I
those
listen.
that,
I'm about to end this live because I've been on here for over an hour and a half. But I seriously,
okay,
I'm gonna DM you on Instagram, and I'm gonna invite you to come back and literally talk about financial literacy because a lot of people need to hear this knowledge. A lot of people, especially
yeah,
a lot of young people.
they need to
Yeah.
put it into practice because
Yes. 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 Yes.
one
Yes.
one 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 thing before you end,
Sure.
you you get a number of black people talking about white folks and this and that and that and this, and it's all negative. I sit there and be like, okay, I study white people, so it's like, okay, now their kid just bought a brand new car without daddy's help, and they're trying to stand up and I'm grown and this and that. Well, yeah, they bought their own car. How did this kid at 20 have credit established
Mm.
in order to make a financial move like that?
At 18.
And they're not making, they got a minimum wage job. So as things went on, it's like, yeah, put that kid on my doggone, made him an authorized user at 16 so he could build a doggone credit up. And they left high school, they had a good doggone credit score and some credit history. And 2 years out of high school went crazy and bought this expensive car that's going to get repoed because they're young and irresponsible. I'm like, aha,
Oh,
you put them on your
credit
credit.
card. That is,
And that
yes.
gave them what they needed to make these financial moves,
Right.
but they were still financially irresponsible. So they screwed up anyway
Right.
because they wanted that doggone Charger, whatever the hell that fast car is these young folk drive.
Right. With the payments $500 and something dollars a month that you know you can't afford.
Yeah, then the insurance is off the roof because you're
Oh
20
yeah.
years old and you got a high performance car with a short driving record, and
Mm,
the insurance is damn near as much, if not more, than the car payment itself.
yeah.
So now
Yeah.
you got to come out a
Especially for
thousand
young
dollars a
males,
month.
right?
Yeah, you got to come out $1,000 a month for this vehicle at a minimum. You still want to go hang out at the club. I mean, I saw soldiers do that in the military.
Mm,
They would go to Iraq for 14
yeah.
months, say their whole check, come back to the United States, and put all that money down on a Maserati.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
On a Maserati, Maseratis, Porsches, all types of stuff, right? Like that.
Right.
Knowing
Right.
doggone well your regular military paycheck is not going to cover that.
Can't afford that.
Yeah, but they do it. They
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, because you figure they're going to end up making on the low ball end, they're going to be making doggone $3,000 a month.
Okay. On the low
You know,
end.
you over in Iraq, multiply that times 14, you got all that money. 10 months is $30,000. So you come back, yeah, I want that Maserati. What you gonna put on it? I'm put $45,000 down. You got to come again. I got a cashier's check for $45,000. Put that
Wow.
on it, and then the rest of it I could pay off. But they're not
Wow.
making enough for the rest of the payoff money because now you're back in the United States. You're paying taxes, and because see, while
Mm.
you're deployed, you don't
You
pay
don't pay
all the
taxes.
taxes that you pay. Right. So you come back in now,
Wow.
you're paying taxes. You want to go to McDonald's. You want to do all the things you used to do that cost
They go
money.
to McDonald's.
Now, yeah, McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut,
I'm all
Chipotle.
chili.
Yeah. You want to go to the mall. You want to buy the Gucci belt. You got to get these new fly Jordans. And you got all this stuff,
Right, right, right.
all
But
the clothes to match
you
the
can't
vehicle.
maintain
See?
it. Yeah.
And they be up at the club for the first doggone 2 months getting back. You see some of the sharpest vehicles, you know, those
Yeah.
I think they call Carreras, those Porsches, the little two-seater convertible like the Boxster. They just
It's,
kicking it. Yeah.
I
Went
don't know.
home on leave, all they people at home, man, you look like you slanging dope. All this stuff, right? 2 months
Yeah.
later, you see flatbeds all on the doggone military base with high-end vehicles towing them away.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Then what happens after they're towing the vehicle away? You end up with a large percentage of the military members being put out of the military for indebtedness. See, they can kick you out the military for debt.
Is that an honorable discharge?
Oh no, that's other than honorable.
What? How much
Mm-hmm.
in debt you have to be before they kick you out?
About what, $5,000 or more,
You can't be five
something
thousand
like that.
dollars in debt or they'll kick you out the military.
Unpaid debt. I mean, I'm talking about they done sent the red letters and the pink letters and all that. We want our money right now. See, and what'll happen is,
Oh, because they when you're in the military, it's like you don't really belong to yourself. You belong to the military. So they assume
mhm,
that debt. So that's why they don't want any debt attached to you because they're ultimately responsible because they are
it's
sponsoring you.
exactly. So if they
Ah, I did
can't
not know
doggone,
that.
if they can't take enough money out your check, because they'll take the money out your check and make the payments. You
Wow.
just get you just get no money of that amount, right? Because you're told coming in, there's no excuse for being in debt. None whatsoever.
Got it. So
But
they
see,
expect
right
you
now,
to do that.
you know the way they have things now, and I didn't mean to ramble on, but you know the
That's
way they have
okay.
things now, whereas you could set yourself up for automatic payment.
Yeah, that's they'll do.
That's been a part of the military through the military pay
Got it.
system. You could go
Got it.
straight. That's been since the 90s. You could go to finance and fill paperwork out and say this much money goes to that creditor or this baby mama or whatever you owe every
Okay.
month, and they will get the paper check the 28th of each month. You
And they'll
wouldn't get your
send out
money till the first.
okay.
So it's been set up like that. So that's why I say there's no
There's
excuse
no reason for
for
you not
being
to
in
do
debt.
that.
Now, if you've exceeded your monthly income in debt, and that debt builds up to, you know, I would have to read the regulation to give you the exact number. But
Sure, sure, sure.
my last knowing was $5,000 or more,
Okay.
and you have the inability to pay because you
They
can't
will.
pay it. You don't make that much money. They can process you out the military for indebtedness.
I did not know that.
I think
That's
that goes
crazy
along
to
with
me.
Article 132 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Yeah. So
That's
it's
crazy
a
to me.
number of reasons they could put you out. And
Sure.
then once you get out, okay, like say if you live in Georgia where I'm at, if you have anything that is not an honorable discharge, you get no unemployment. You know, people say you get your unemployment automatically if you serve in the military and you get out.
Yeah, that's not true
Not
in
in
Georgia.
Georgia. Not in Georgia. If you get
Very
there, what
interesting.
happened? Oh, well, I was overweight. I didn't lose the weight, so I got put out because I was overweight. I didn't make the height weight criteria. Okay, you get no unemployment either. I got put out for beating on my spouse. I got put out for drug, whatever reason you got put out.
If it's
And they
anything
type
other
that
than an
out there.
honorable discharge, you don't get unemployment in Georgia.
You don't get unemployment in Georgia, and you can't get any benefits from the Veterans Administration either.
They totally put you in the doghouse.
Oh yeah, you're
You
ruined.
you
The
screwed.
thing about the military, they tell people, you came in here, if you're leaving, you better lead the right way. Because if you don't lead the right way,
It's gonna
the
mess
rest
up
of
your
your life
life.
is wrong.
It's gonna mess
Your
up your
life
life.
is ruined.
Wow,
It's
I didn't
ruined.
know that. It
And it's
definitely is
people,
ruined.
yeah, and there's people that don't tell people that, and I tell people that, man, they can't do that because I'm like, everyone always talks about what other people can't do, but then you get it from the horse's mouth
Yeah,
and say it can't happen. I'm like, it happens all the time.
that is too deep. I had no idea.
People
I truly
they
didn't know
ruin
that you could do
themselves.
that. Yeah.
Have you ever heard people say they took my rank? Nobody takes your rank. You gave it away.
You lost it, right? Okay. Or yeah, I gave it away. Yeah.
Yeah, you gave it away. That doggone Crown Royal was sitting on the shelf. It wasn't doing nothing to nobody. You the one drank that Crown Royal and went act a plumb damn fool and got locked up by the police. That
Wow.
Crown Royal, don't blame it on the Crown Royal. That Crown Royal don't do nothing to nobody. All it do is just sit in that pretty little bottle and sit there by itself minding its business.
I don't really like
You
the
the
taste
one
of
that
that girl. It's kind of strong and but to whoever likes it, enjoy. Because I sure do like a good glass of deep old vine red wine. And a lot of people think it's too bitter, but I love that old vine wine.
I mean, I'm a beer drinker. Just
I
give me
saw
my
you
little
drinking your
beer,
beer earlier.
and,
Yeah.
and I can maintain.
Yeah, okay, you sure can.
I
You
can
sure can.
maintain. I'm not getting drunk. I'm just enjoying
You're just
the
chill and
little bit of
mellow.
I'm chilling. Mm-hmm.
So Leonard, I have an uncle named Leroy and I have an uncle named Leonard. So well, my grandpa's brother. So that's what it kind of reminds me of, like Uncle Leonard and Uncle Leroy, because your name is Leonard Roy. So I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Uncle Leonard, please tell us, for anyone who's going to come and watch the replay, if they want to come and find you, what do you do on YouTube and where can they come and find you?
Okay. You could find me right here on the House Music Chronicles
House
for
Music
now.
Chronicles. I'm gonna type it in here.
Yeah, for
Okay.
now, because my other channel shut down. My
Until
main
November
channel
6th,
is
right?
no 28th.
Oh, 20 something. Okay.
Yeah, I got a
Dang, they
whole
really
3
blocked
more
you.
months. I'm already past 30 days. I got 60 more days to go.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it was a nine. It was a nine. It was a 90-day suspension, and that channel
is
is
Leonard
Leonard
Roy.
Roy on YouTube. It's
Okay.
the only one. Instagram Leonard Roy is the only one with 2 R's. So I'm
Okay.
not really hard to find, and you get the people with the doxing thing and this and that. I remember you brought that up earlier, and I tell people, I'm like, I'm too easy to find. If you're looking at these social media platforms, you're going to see a flyer of me DJing somewhere doing something. So if you really want to like get with me on some face to face, just show up at the party.
Okay. And
Okay.
that's in Georgia.
I'm
That's
easy to be
in
found. I don't hide.
what part of Georgia do you do your DJs and stuff?
Well, I occasionally do things in Atlanta. Like
Okay.
tomorrow, I'm supposed to be at some park. I can't even remember where it's at as a guest, but a friend of mine that I grew up with, mom came in town yesterday, so I'm obligated to go over there tomorrow, opposed to,
Going
oh
with you.
man, you didn't show up for that. I'd be like, look, this is someone. This may be the last time I see
It
this
means a
woman.
lot to
She's
you.
his
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Priority. You
Absolutely.
can shake.
Absolutely.
It don't matter. It don't matter who playing music. People gonna shake their ass. It don't matter if I'm playing
It
it or
don't matter
not. It's gonna be.
that
It's gonna be
part.
some. It's gonna be some ass shaking. This is life. You can't. I'm not. I'm not 20 anymore. Where it
Right.
used to be. You gotta be at this party because this is gonna be the greatest
No.
ever until
Because
next
there'll be
weekend.
another one next week. So yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, just
All right.
just
Well,
different.
thank you. So you do DJ, you do House Music Chronicles. What do you do on the House Music Chronicles channel, real quick?
Uh, I would interview different house music DJs
House
and
music. Okay.
so the public can get their get the inside perspective of the person that's standing up there in the booth playing the music per se to all the
Okay.
rest of it. Let's see, with this house music thing, everyone thinks everyone is supposed to be everyone's friend, and there's so much about the love and the this and the that, and it's all doggone go along, get along
It's
gang
business.
activity.
Yeah, it's business.
Well, they
That
don't
just
understand it's a business, and I'm
right.
one of the most, if not the most disliked person within that genre of music in your major cities all over, because I tell the truth and I don't care. And I tell them, I'm
Um,
like, look, I don't have to make beats to move feet so I could eat. I'm a disabled veteran. I got money coming in. You
well,
all are the ones that are a AARP card holder, and now you're sitting looking back at your life, and Social Security age is creeping up on you, and the
mm,
best you have at the end of your rainbow is someplace in a state-funded senior living facility. That's the best that
oh
you're
God.
going to have, because I mean, there have been major players that have passed away. GoFundMe page.
Yeah, you're so right. What's his name? AJ Johnson. That's the most recent one that I know of.
Yep, that's another one. See,
And he was an actor for a long time. I don't know what recent thing.
everybody remembers him from House Party with Kid and
Yes,
Play all
all
the
the
way
black
up.
movies from the 99s and the 2000s. Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm,
he was in a lot of good works, good works. But yeah,
mm-hmm.
that's another one. Well, bringing it all back together, because I want to kind of round us out. You said something that was just so on point. You said you're one of the most disliked DJs because you speak your mind and you tell your truth. But what
Mm-hmm.
the truth of the matter is, not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna be your friend.
I know this.
Yeah, and you don't have to please anybody. You don't have to please anybody. Just keep being yourself. And you know what? Those who are meant to hear you will hear you and appreciate what you have to say.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. They don't know that. I do. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ginormous event that's going on in Chicago tonight, right? And people thought that I was going to drive up or fly up for
Just to
that.
be there?
I'm like, no. But they have people that they do this all the time.
Oh, I
There are a
see. I
number
see.
of people from Chicago, I mean, that are from Chicago that live in Georgia. They went to
Hmm.
Chicago this weekend just because these
Okay.
two particular DJs are playing at this one event that's
Got
probably
it.
still going on right now. And
Got it.
I'm like, I'm not that thirsty for, I'm just where I go where I feel like going, and that's
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
because everybody's over 50, and I'm like, come on, yo, really, y'all? But everyone acts as if this is senior year, and I'm trying to get my picture in the popularity section of the yearbook.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh,
No.
this
No.
is a
No.
big popularity contest. It's sort of like YouTube, but it's done with doggone DJ equipment.
DJs.
Hmm.
It is very similar to YouTube. It is. It really is.
Hmm.
Like everybody's not okay. This is my final thoughts on this. Speaking of whatever business you're in, or if you're on YouTube or whatever, everybody's not your friend. There are backstabbers that they walk around with knives, they ready and they enjoy
Hmm.
it. So don't trust anybody and everybody. You cannot trust anybody and everybody on YouTube. Just because you get along for the sake of getting along does not mean these people are your friends. Please know
Hmm.
that. Please know that these people are not your friends. You can become friends, but that takes time of building a relationship and building trust. Don't give your
Hmm.
trust to just random people because of appearances or because of how they present themselves. Because everyone obviously wants to put their best foot forward until there's always a moment of until they have to show
Hmm.
you another side. And trust me, all the sides of people that can be shown are not sides that you want to be around or want to be engaged with, especially in the music industry and especially here on this YouTube platform and these YouTube streets, as
Hmm.
we like to say. It can get real
Yeah,
dirty.
and
Just watch your back. Watch your
yeah.
back, observe, and but stay true to yourself, right? And in
Hmm.
the
And
process.
those that are getting cash apps, they better make sure they keep their financial records together, because once you've
Oh.
doggone gotten, one $600 cash app deposit to your bank, or
Mm-hmm.
more than $600 via cash app, it's a report. No one, I don't. A lot of people didn't read it.
Okay.
They can tax you for that. That's not considered. It used in the good old days of
It was
cash app.
non-taxable income.
Right now, the Biden administration, they were like, hey, I guess somebody put them on and said, you got people getting rich from
Yep.
Cash App,
Yeah,
and
yep.
they don't charge any fees, and it's with the banking institution. And don't think that they can't track, because they
Oh, they
can.
do. They do. All the banks are tracking this now so that they can keep track of what taxes you haven't paid. Oh yeah, trust and
Mm-hmm.
believe. Trust and believe. All the banks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really, see, that's why you got to come back and we just got to talk about financial literacy. That, because we could talk about that for all night, but I'm gonna end this live
Yeah, we
before it goes
could.
into 2 hours. But yeah, because there's so many different things, so many different topics, and we just need to be in the know for ourselves, and for our children, and for our younger generation, whom we are the leaders of at this point. And that's just
Mm-hmm.
what it is. So, but I
That's
certainly
it.
appreciate you coming, and you have a lot of wisdom. And just thank you for being here, Leonard. It was really good
You are very
chatting it up with
welcome.
you. Yeah,
You are
and
very
I'll catch
you
you.
are very welcome, and I hope
Thank
that your
you.
channel really grows
Thank you.
exponentially, because we need more channels with less uh the B's and the N's and the ghetto and the this and all that stuff like it's cute. That paints a very horrible picture of Black America as a whole, because you see so much of it and it's endorsed.
Yeah,
Okay, we need to
yeah.
get away. We need to get away from all that foolishness.
I
Okay,
agree. I agree. We can
we need
talk
to get away from
sensibly
that
without
foolishness.
being vulgar and foolish. Yes,
Thank you,
we
but
can.
then your black card get taken like you were actually born with one. Now, Social Security card, that's a different thing. I don't know about no
That's a
black
totally
card. Who told? I'm
yeah.
like, who told you that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah. So
know.
just
That is a thing, huh? You people get their black card revoked from saying something or doing whatever. That is a real thing. Yeah, it
yeah, I
is.
know. And
It
there's no
is.
such as a black card. And people be like, you're you're talking white. I'm like, white is not a language. I know there's English, Spanish, Portuguese, French. So what I'm supposed to say? You're talking Wakandan?
I've heard that all my life. And when I was younger, I used to be like, I didn't understand why it would be guys. Stop talking white. And I didn't know what the heck they be. I've heard that so much. Now I don't even, I talk how I talk. I talk, a product of my environment, just like you are. So I'm going to talk how I
Mhm.
want to talk. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
Period.
me. If
Period.
I was still in Chicago in that neighborhood, I would probably have that. Yeah, cause man, we only on the bam, you dig, and we gonna do that, cause man, you know how we be, cause that's,
You did.
I probably had that same dialect. I
Right.
went to the military. That dialect is not. You're not gonna get promoted sounding like that.
Mm, got
You have
it.
to be able to speak, whereas you can articulate the English language where multiple people, different nationalities, they can understand the words that are coming out of your
Understand.
mouth.
Yeah.
Not that hood, lazy English. Have you ever seen folk from the ghetto just sound, they talk like they just woke up like all the time? Man, yeah, we're gonna go out here, go to the store. This like, why are you talking like you just got
Yeah.
rolled over out of bed to go to the store?
That's some low
Man,
vibration vibes right there. That's some low vibration vibes. Seriously.
yeah. Make me
Seriously.
say what? You need a shot of vibranium?
Cold shower? Anybody?
Something. What's going on in Wakanda?
Up in these streets.
Crazy. Yeah. Okay, so just
Yeah,
hit me on Instagram and we'll set something up.
I
And, you
will.
know, we could talk about some different things. And then when I get back on my regular channel, I'm trying to build a base of people
Okay.
liking to myself opposed to the others. They're welcome to come on and talk their trash. And it's like, okay, let me just block you forever. And
Okay.
eventually, all of us, we get more channels like this. All of Black America will find Black America, and we do our Black thing and leave all them N's and B's to their own devices. Let them do what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You, you,
I hear
you,
you.
you can't help. You can't help who don't want help.
That is so true. That is so true.
And I'm not trying to. You
Ah!
know, seeing what happened to Nipsey Hussle, right?
Yeah. God rest his soul.
Yeah, he went back to help the hood. You seen what happened to him,
God
right?
rest his soul. Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't trying to do that. No, I try to help you. You gonna murder me? Nope. From the jealousy and disdain for
Oh,
somebody
so
that has
good.
what you don't have,
Right.
and that's
Right.
all that. That's all. But they want all these doggone different celebrity rich people to come back and help the community to benefit the community. But it's somebody with a doggone gun in their waistband waiting to
Ready.
rob you
Ready.
of
Yep.
your doggone resources because they're
Hmm.
too lazy to work and build their own resources themselves. See, my
Yeah.
life is worth more than that. I'll be the sellout. Take my black card. I could breathe and stand up on this sofa and go get me a beer out the refrigerator.
I know that's right.
Keep the black card. I'm cool with it.
Whether someone takes our black card or not, we're always going to be black. Boom.
That
Okay.
is
So
true. Yeah.
let that be
Because I don't
known.
do that.
Let that be
I don't
known.
do that person of color thing. I'm like, I'm not a person of color. I'm black. What
I'm
you mean
black.
person of color?
I am black. Okay. And I'm proud to be black.
Same here. You
So
know.
proud to be black. So proud to be black.
Oh,
But yeah, man,
I've
I'm going to
said I've said things to some people that really upset. I said, well, actually, I'm off black. Like you seen that paint that's off white. You know, since
Oh
I'm
my
light
God.
skinned, I'm like off black.
No.
They get mad as hell. They get mad
You
as
don't want to be
hell.
off black though, man. You don't want to be off
Yeah,
black.
I just do it. I just do it for jokes to get under their skin because I know it does.
Oh, we don't want to be
I
gray
got
up
all
in here,
types. I
okay?
got all types of stuff I say that just irk people. Man, if I see you on the street, you
That's
won't.
hilarious.
Oh, let me end with this, and I'm gonna end this time for real. Um,
Okay.
let me end with this. When you're talking about people taking your content, do you know that someone took one of my videos from the Leonard Roy page, edited it up with some other things in it, put it on World Star Hip Hop, and I was contacted. You trending on World Star Hip Hop, one of your videos.
And it wasn't even you that put it out.
Wasn't even me to put it out. Somebody named JT.
That's crazy.
But that's what people do. So you can expect that in this internet world.
True.
Not so
Very
much
true.
the YouTube streets. But hit me on Instagram and we could, we could parlay and see what, because I don't know what time zone you're in. I'm East Coast time zone.
I'm
And what we
Pacific. I'm in
okay,
California.
that's West Coast. Okay. And
Exactly.
yeah,
So
and
right now
so
it's
that's
1:32 in the morning
yeah,
here.
it's
So
3 hour different. Yeah.
it's about
Remember,
three. It's almost
my
4 o'clock
daughter
in the morning. Wow.
yeah, remember my daughter and grandchildren are in Washington State, the military
Oh,
base up
okay.
there.
Above
So
me.
I
Yeah.
know the time difference. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay.
So this I know it's 1:30 a.m. on the West Coast.
It sure the hell is.
Yeah. So
Time for a smoke. Okay. But I'm gonna see you
okay.
later. Okay.
Okay.
And you take care and peace. Have a good night. Let's say bye on the
All
count of
right.
three together. Okay.
Okay. All
All
righty.
right. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.